Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another amazing episode of TopherTvPodcast. Like always, make sure y'all tune in to the audio only of the podcast on Apple Music Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can listen to the podcast for free. Like always, shout out to our sponsor, A&M Elite. As y'all, well, for who don't know, this is a basketball team, and it's also an organization, a nonprofit organization that we partner with that is backing this podcast. And like always, we're gonna dive into the recap of the game that we had today, because we did have a game on Tuesday this week, but we also have one on Sunday, so y'all get a recap on Sunday too. But like always, I'm accompanied by my amazing co-host, my wife, aka
Key.
And I got my lovely sister here. Hi. Trinity. She's been on the podcast a couple times. Y'all probably seen her face, but she made her return tonight. On the YouTube side of things, make sure y'all tune in, subscribe, like, comment, and share. You know, anything y'all see, anything y'all want to say in the comments, put it in the comment section. Like, we're going to be getting a lot of comments. I don't know why, because I tell y'all every episode to do the same thing. But we're going to dive right into the recap. I'm going to let Wifey start off because she was a statistician tonight and a fan.
Yes. So first thing I'm going to do is shout out the leading scorers of the game. So the leading scorer was Chris, number 11, with 22 points, 3 assists, 8 rebounds, and 4 steals. Second best scorer was Gannon, number 9, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals. Mm-hmm. And the third is Drew, number 4, 11 points and 8 rebounds. Mm-hmm. Okay, so good job to our leading scorers. So this is game 3 played the Gresham. The Gresham Ballers. This is preseason game 3. The starters for this game was number 11 Chris, number 5 Skibo, number 9 Gannon, number 4 Drew, and number 8 is Ryan. So the tip off of the game, our team won. So Red had the ball the first tip off, so we had the first possession of the game. Gannon scored the first point of the game. Love that for us. In the first quarter, it was an 8-point run, which I love that. To start the game? Mm-hmm. Okay. It started the game with the 8-point run. But it's like when we got 2 minutes into the game, y'all definitely lost connection as a team. 2 minutes into the first quarter? Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, at 2 minutes into the first quarter, y'all were playing great defense. Y'all didn't look like chickens with your head cut off this time. So I was really proud of y'all for that in the first quarter. Defensively, I think it was way better. In that first quarter, I was actually like surprised. Yeah. Because usually, the first quarter is like where y'all. Yeah, our energy levels be a little low when we first so what do you? And then like the fouls. The fouls was horrific. I love like the fact that we were committing or that they was committing to us. Both sides, but the ones that they were calling was outrageous. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The officiating was bad, but you gotta play through adversity. So. Mm-hmm. And they ended the first quarter 25-22. Okay. So that's how you end the first quarter. You got any thoughts on the first quarter? Yeah, you can chime in. Oh, I ain't want to cut you. We can go quarter to quarter.
First quarter, great tempo. Yeah. This was my first game. Let me just say that. So this is my first time watching everybody, getting everybody names. First tempo, great. Backing down the court, back on defense. Everyone's on their man. Mm-hmm. I didn't really see too many mistakes. I mean, of course, they were playing against the refs this game. A little bit, it's crazy. They definitely could do, but they didn't. That didn't frazzle them the first quarter. So I think they did pretty. Yeah. That first quarter was solid. Only thing I think they could have worked on was rebounds. The first quarter. Yeah. I think the rebounds in the first quarter was. Yeah, we weren't on the glass like we should have been. We definitely could have grabbed a lot more rebounds, but. Mm-hmm. And so now to the second quarter, the first big thing that I saw in the second quarter, kind of like, was the charge not being called. When I tried to take. Yeah, I was like, look, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. So, like, my thing is taking charges because, like, I play upside defense, and it give my team another possession on offense, and that's a stop on defense, allowing other players to get in foul trouble as well. And I've been taking them like pretty much since I've been playing semi-pro ball, and
they have not been calling the last 2 games. So you know what? I told y'all last podcast that I wasn't gonna take no more, but I was in position, so I tried. But I don't know. I guess the refs got it out for me.
It was obvious. I played basketball 1 year in my life, y'all.
And you know the charge.
That was a charge.
Yeah.
That was a charge.
I stood up. I was like,
yeah, I don't know, bro.
But in the second quarter, I love the communication.
Yeah.
This was the first game that we could actually hear y'all from the sidelines, actually rooting for each other. The IQs were on point. Everybody was making plays. Yeah. That's what I loved about this starting lineup. And I realized when I said it, I wanted this starting lineup because, like, together,
yeah, because you predicted.
I knew that this starting lineup was gonna work. Yeah. Because this starting lineup can make plays.
Right.
And it can execute when another player is making a play. It's like the connection is a little bit stronger with this starting lineup. Gotcha. So I did love that. I loved how y'all moved the ball. So moving the ball was phenomenal. Only thing I will say that I believe that as a team, it's those hands. Y'all hands were not up in that second quarter, but y'all still did good. Y'all had a 10-point lead, and it was 7:36 left in that quarter, and it was a 10-point lead, 34-24. The fast break that y'all had was fucking beautiful.
We had
a couple.
We went on a couple runs. We had
I know.
Because at one point, Gannon had a steal. And then they didn't score, and they got the ball back.
Yeah.
I think it was either you or was it Ryan?
Ryan number 8.
It was.
Yeah, I think I had to assist him. Yeah,
it was a starting, and it was kind of back to back to back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved the first half of the game. Was the most unselfish y'all played in the past 3 games.
I can agree too. It felt like it in the game.
It was whole. Yeah. You could tell I know where Gannon is.
Yeah.
And everyone else knew where everyone was, so it wasn't you're supposed to be there. It's like, no, I knew you were there. That's why I gave it to you.
Right.
Yes, and that quarter ended with 44-28 at halftime.
Yeah,
so that was a phenomenal lead.
Ran it up on them.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we get into the third quarter. Now, the first thing I wrote down was new player the third quarter, red shorts. Because how they gonna bring the 4th of July in the third quarter?
Let me tell
That's
y'all.
What y'all call it, the 4th of July?
Because he had on the red stars on his.
I was locked in. I wasn't paying attention to the new man that
he came in with a bag. And so I'm like, okay, I'm assuming this is like another coach or something.
Right.
He came in, put the shorts on the side, and he got put in.
Like instantly.
Like he walked in the door, walked around, put the shorts on, and he got in. And I was like, how you missed the first the first half, and you get to play?
I don't know.
And he didn't do anything.
I just know this wasn't the most organized team that we played. So, but I was locked in. I really wasn't worried about people coming in. I was just trying to hoop.
That's the first thing we saw. We was
yeah, and then
only 3 people practiced on their side.
Yeah,
so
nobody was there for the warm ups.
Yeah, he took some questionable shots too during.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what's the rules?
So when they had 5 people, I said, where did these other people come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
But and then halfway through that quarter, y'all had 52-28, so we still doing really good. But then this is the third quarter is where the game slowed down.
Yeah, we dropped off.
Completely, because y'all went 2 whole minutes with no points.
Really?
In the third quarter. Because I was like, what the world? But again, y'all ended on a good note with 62-30. Then the fourth quarter. I don't know what y'all had going on.
Yeah, we went on a scoring drought. We didn't even score.
There was no energy. No energy. The other team, it's they picked up
went on
energy.
A little run in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, y'all went majority of the fourth. Y'all had so many turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the team that we had at this first half? It's if y'all gonna play like that, I'd rather y'all go back to having the first quarter be trash and then let the fourth quarter be like.
No, we just gotta keep the same momentum and the same energy through all 4 quarters.
And then I also love that y'all picked up y'all players. That was better on that because camaraderie is everything. Yeah. And arguing with your teammates during the game, that's a no-no.
Yeah, we still building that camaraderie and that brotherhood because this is our 3rd game, but this is our we still getting used to one another. And one of the big takeaways that I got from today's game is we don't trust each other yet. So really, all in all, we gotta hoop more. And get in the gym and then
maybe I need to have y'all need to practice with each other outside of scheduled
and
practices.
That's what we talked about. That's definitely what we talked about in the huddle. because like the more you play with somebody, the better the chemistry is. Like you mold together, like you say, and then you able to understand how other players react to certain things and how, like, what's somebody's spot, different things like that. But we still building, and I don't
know what happened in the fourth quarter.
I don't really condone like arguing with your teammates. Like, if anything, pull somebody to the side and like tell them, because like everybody can't handle being yelled at. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all grown men.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we are grown, but it's like pull somebody to the side, have a grown conversation, and then fix the issue at hand.
But then I also feel like it's good to, if a play is gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
I can't.
Next play mentality.
We have a turnover. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not doing no more turnovers, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, just, there's a difference between you're supposed to be there, and we didn't talk about anything when we just. So now when we're going back down there, where I still have the play in my mind, but you don't.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's like if everyone's on the same page, my bad, I should have been there.
Yeah. Next play mentality.
Next play is like, because I think that's what happened. Like he said around
in the third quarter.
Yeah.
The third quarter is when y'all fell off. Like, all the camaraderie and everything like completely dropped off in the third quarter. Y'all started really blaming each other versus supporting each other. Because at the end of the day, one thing that you taught me the most about basketball is that basketball is a game of runs.
Nah, for sure.
So it may not be your best game, and like clearly, like the players were off this game. Like, people, like, y'all came in, y'all looked a little bit more tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, like, somebody has to be that pick me up. Somebody, like, everybody can't be the chief of the team, and not everybody's going to be that guy. And I feel like y'all are people that may have thought like y'all were that guy, but it's like on this team you may not be that guy, but you may be that guy at a different. You know what I'm saying? Not tonight. It's a game of runs.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, don't beat yourself up. Like, take your L with pride.
Yeah. It's not necessarily an L. It's like
I'm not talking about an L, but your mistakes.
Yeah.
Take your mistakes, charge it to the game, and move on. So that's one thing I say. But I will say, I will end on a positive note. I loved how y'all kept the tempo, and y'all played down to their level to a certain extent.
Yeah, y'all still pressed them.
Y'all still played like professionals.
We just got
and the ball handling this time. I loved it. So much better than the last couple games, because like the last couple games, like y'all got butterfingers. Like, y'all get the ball in your hand and forget that y'all are pro basketball players. Like, y'all need to walk and think, I'm a motherfucking pro basketball player, because that's how the coach treats y'all. And I would prefer y'all keep that mentality, but I love the confidence that y'all are gaining, and it's like every game is better and better. Like, it's y'all are progressive players.
Yeah, we progress in other areas better, and then some areas we're not doing so well. But all in all, we did get a W, and they ended up cutting the game short. I don't know if it was like a mercy rule thing, because we was up, I think, at least
ended
71
to 50.
I thought it was
73 to 51.
Yeah, they ended up calling the game short, but we did get a dub. We'll be back at it on Sunday again. I don't know who we playing, but yeah, we building. It's a lot of stuff that we still got to work on. Like, we fresh into the preseason, but I'm glad for the potential that we got to like figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the biggest thing. Like, we still just getting adjusted to one another. And like you say, like, every night might not be my night. Every night might not be my other teammates' night, But at the end of the day, you got to do something to impact the game, allowing us to win, and like the better us as a team, So if y'all don't know, I like to start the podcast off with the Let's Talk About It segment, and my wife is going to hold this one down today. What you got for us?
Let's talk about it. So, what's the difference between removing yourself from problems and running away from problems?
What's the difference?
Yeah, the difference is, like, how in situations where there's a conflict of interest, like, say if there's an argument or there's beef, when do you like decipher from a person running away from their problems or removing themselves from their problems? Because sometimes people run away from problems, like, rather than like facing the music and just handling the situations, they like to avoid the situations. But there's also times where you're supposed to remove yourself. So what do y'all think is the time to differentiates a person running away and like removing?
Oh, that's a good question. For me, I think it's situational. Like it always starts there. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, it's kind of like the saying like adding fire to a fire. You know what I'm saying?
Adding fuel to a fire.
Yeah, because that's not making it better at the end of the day. And it's like, what steps do you want to take? Because it's like, for me, it's like if I seen you get into a fight, right? Mm-hmm. And I know I don't want you to get beat up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as your husband, I'm gonna jump into that situation, and versus me being like, okay, that's a girl on girl fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a situational thing more so than like not being confrontational. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Stuff like that.
So have this scenario. So say if like there's like baby mom, baby daddy, right? So say if, do you think like a baby father like saying like, I'm not gonna talk to the baby mom and not gonna do anything for the child because of the mom, do you think that's running away from the problem or removing himself from a toxic situation?
I think that's avoidance.
Yeah.
Running, right?
Yeah, that's definitely running.
It's avoidance because avoidance is, I don't have a choice. Is what I think. There's a choice for you to have a boundary with the baby mama.
Right.
In relation to, I'm going to be there for my child, our child. Mm-hmm. I think people don't understand that you could have someone at a distance and still deal with them from a distance and it not be. But when you have a personal boundary that's already in place, she can't come past that. There's nothing she can say, do, whatever, to come past that in order for him or her to have a relationship with that child. So I think it is avoidance.
Because at the end of the day, you're still a parent.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you're running away from your kids because of the person you slept with. That's avoidance.
Yeah, that's definitely avoid.
Because you made a choice to get with that person, and so did they. So you made one decision. Why can't you make another one?
Exactly. That's valid.
It's like you're half adulting. Like, yeah, I'm grown. I can do this. Okay, when you get an adult consequence, you're running away from the consequence. No, you got to be all the way around.
That's true. That's valid.
Right.
Yeah, facts. We can snap it up. We can snap it up. Do you think you think it's situational? What you think?
I don't know. I feel like the reason why I asked is because I just like wanted to know, because I know for me, I used to be a runner, a track star, because I know for me, like I would have like family drama, right. And if I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yeah.
And I couldn't
That's
tell.
my thing too. Like, I'm not big on arguing.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't tell if I was just running away from the problem of like having to face, like, to have the difficult conversation, or if it was just like I'm removing myself from toxic people because you can't understand what the heck was coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So that's why like I did. It was more like an internal battle, because I'd be like thinking like, dang, like once we start arguing, once the voice gets raised, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'm deuced.
Right.
But like, see, like sometimes, like I be letting my emotions get the best of me, and it's like, if I'm not gonna sit there and argue with you, I be ready to go and take it there, or like do whatever we gotta do. You see what I'm saying? Because like for me, it's like, why do we sit here yelling at each other? It's like, what is actually going on?
So for me, I don't get to a point where I run. I will sit there, and whether you're yelling or not, I'm here.
Yeah.
If this is big enough to have
you're the type of dangerous person.
I have to. Are we getting to a solution?
Yeah.
If you're going to keep yelling, then we can just stop talking. That's not avoiding. Are we going to have a yelling match, or are we going to talk about this and get down to it and be done?
Right.
Because if they pick one or the other, if they pick the one that I'm personally not going to do, I am removing myself.
Yeah.
But if I'm choosing to argue with them, or not choosing to argue with them, and because I'm not feeling heard, it's not if you run away once. It's if anything, right. A job, a family,
like those
a spouse,
job, just
a spouse,
of something,
like a hobby, because you fail. If any little mishap, I consider running away from. Right. Any minor inconvenience. Now, there's some times where you're like, I tried. Then you're not running away. I think you're just removing yourself because it just doesn't work. But when you don't try, I think that's running away.
Okay.
That's
so
valid.
you're not. I think you trying. You're just.
I ain't gonna argue too much.
People have
blood
limits.
pressure.
Because people got limits.
That's true.
And you don't
usually like to have you need some allergy meds.
Yeah, man, I'm over here battling for sure. But now, let us know in the comment section down below what y'all think. You know,
are you a runner?
Right. Are you a track star like Key was?
Or are you trying to get down to the nitty gritty and be done with it? Because for me, I don't want to hear it. I want to come up again.
Yeah.
Because we didn't solve it last time.
That's what it is. That's the repetition part of it. That's the part that I don't like. And that's the part that I get fed up with.
It's like, why was he talking about the same thing over and over again? Like, I feel like this. If I admit my wrong and I already apologize, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm going to tell you to shut up. Like, I'm going to be like, I apologize. I admitted my wrong, and we're still talking about it. At this point, shut the hell up. Right. Now I'm trying to get on your level.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, one person has to be right, and one person has to be wrong.
Like,
and that's where it stimulates from.
Right.
No, I don't have time for that. Like, no, I'm a kind-hearted person, but I'm not nice. No, because I'm gonna tell you, like, okay, your point. Now my attitude.
Now you're talking in circles.
Do you hear me? Yeah. This is not ringing around the motherfucking rosy.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, let us know in the comment section, bro. Like, how y'all decipher what y'all do in those kind of situations. Let us know. Comment down below.
Say something.
Say something. So y'all, I was having this conversation with my dad though, right? And my dad, I was complaining about how I felt as if like the men were not respecting a woman in the situation. And my dad said, well, that's women in the men's world. So I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Because you remember we were in the kitchen? Okay. But so I think I was talking about, I was like, the woman was telling the guy, she was like the lead in the situation, and the guys went behind her back to handle something. And my dad was like, well, you think another man wouldn't have done that to that dude? To another man?
What was the exact scenario?
I can't remember.
That's just a woman in a man's world?
Yeah, so he was like...
where do you think men came from?
So he was saying that when women want equal treatment, but can't handle equal treatment, and right there, it really like stuck to me because I was like, because he said women want to be treated like women, but have the same position as a man. Because if a man feels like you're incompetent, if a man feels like another man's incompetent, he's going to go around him and he's going to take his position.
Right.
And women get faced with that same situation and get upset because they feel like they're not being respected as a woman. But he said, you're in a man's world, a man's territory, expecting to be treated like a woman. They're going to treat you like a man because you want to be treated like a man.
Yeah. This is true. That was like the early argument when like women was like battling for equality and things of that nature, and that came up a lot. And like we even had a conversation about like how certain situations come about, and like how you don't know how to handle them as such, like me, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, like a man, naturally we providers, we're able to take a lot more, and physically we're stronger than women. You know what I'm saying?
It's chemistry.
Yeah. So it's like the same way how y'all are naturally nurturers. You know what I'm saying? Problem solvers. Y'all can bear children. That's a superpower, if you ask me. So I mean, it's like if I was trying to step in y'all world, I don't think I'd be able to handle it. I don't know. I wouldn't want to deal with a cramp every month. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like surface level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like women are smarter than men. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same smarts that y'all have when it comes to problem solving, I might not be able to handle that. And like that would be a man stepping into a woman's world. So where your dad came from, I definitely think is valid. You know?
Yeah.
I think unfortunately
because we're different.
It is unfortunately it is valid, and that's where a lot of when you go up to like CEO status, I'll just go to CEO status. Yeah. Men and women CEOs are different.
Women have to be a bitch. That's the word. But like for a man, it's just like a man is a man.
A man is this is the outline.
Yeah.
And stick through it.
So it's like in order for a woman to fit in a man's world, she has to be a bitch.
But then nobody likes a bitch. And so that's her dilemma. But it's kind of what you want. But I think what it is women shouldn't try to be what men are. I think women should just try to be women.
Yeah.
Not saying that they can't be a CEO. But it's
the respect thing.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
It's
like,
but that's because men have that testosterone of I am a man, and because I am a man, I deserve this.
Yeah. And that's the part where it turned unfair.
Yeah, because naturally, like in the olden days, women were considered lesser of men.
Yeah, and they had certain stuff that they was only supposed to do.
Yes, but women are, I ain't gonna say just as capable, but they we
can handle stuff, but when there's a certain level where we that. I hate to say it, but that's why a lot of women have like male mentors. When it comes to like
career, all my mentors are men.
Yeah. When it comes to like career, because if a woman never took time to talk to a man about how to work in a man field or a hierarchy of, well, it's only been male CEO in this company, she would crumble. She would not laugh.
The emotional oppression of the emotion.
But women, it's tough because we have that emotional part. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't have necessarily emotion. It's more of, are we getting things done or not? Are we?
That's the truth.
Is this efficient or not? We are. Well, let's think about how I felt when all of the male employees were. It's very much more personal versus the male. It's business. We got something.
It's like strictly decisive.
Yeah,
it's kind of like what we talking about in the podcast, like the rational decision making.
Yeah. That's why some people like women as bosses, but maybe not so much of what's above bosses, like GMs and owners and stuff. I don't know, because I just feel like women are more caring. Because people are like, if you're sick, don't come in. Right. Men are like, you're sick, or you like, how sick?
Yeah.
How sick are you? Can you be here? We need your head. Like, we need you here as a body.
Yeah. I don't know. That was a W take from your dad, though.
I know, because like it really like had me shut the fuck up. I was like,
I came in the middle of it and I was like,
I get it, like for real. Like I get it. But it's just like, I know, like, especially from being in like the military where it's mostly males, and like being like, I think I had like a shop of like 20 and it was 3 females, and I was like an elite female. I had to be a bitch.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I can't beat you up, but I pistol whip you.
Oh, sorry.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like that equivalent. And like, and even like, it's like I can't beat you up, but I may be able to get like, I have to do more to you in order for you to respect me.
Yeah.
Because like I have to get more. Women have to prove themselves in a man's
and that's
world.
exactly what the difference is. And that's why like y'all was like still to this day pushing for equal rights. Not equal rights, but equality.
I'm feminist though. I'm gonna let you know now because
I mean that's a great thing.
There's certain things that I would rather a man do and not me. Yeah. And that's just how it's gonna be.
And that's just.
I don't want rough hands.
Do you really want to work in a sewer? Like, do you actually really want to do that?
Yeah.
Do you want to work?
I ain't gonna lie, a lot of jobs that men have to do is like outrageous.
Like, I'm just not about that.
Like, I wouldn't even want a female doing it.
I'm like cutting grass. I'm not cutting grass for 15 hours.
I'm not cutting grass, period.
I'm not cutting grass for 15
hours.
hours.
Trash. I like my door open for me. Like, how do I be like, no, open my own door, baby. No, open the door for me.
Yeah.
Carry my shit, please.
I ain't a queen. Like,
$200
because it's all you need. So I definitely get it, but I don't know.
Do stuff. I don't have to do everything.
I feel like pay, as far as like pay, I feel like pay should be. But I understand the way like society is. Like after he said that, it made me think like, damn, well, there's a reason why men were getting paid more because they're doing more labor. Like they're doing harder jobs.
They're doing the stuff nobody wake up and be like, I want to be a garbage
that's the difference. That's the difference right there.
But if a woman is going to be in the same position as a man,
she should be paid. Yeah, she should be paid the same.
But
I think
if she can do it, why? I don't see why you shouldn't pay her as much as you pay the guys. But if she can't,
that's where I draw the line. I feel like it should be equal pay. when it comes to that, because it's like, what we really do, you know?
Yeah.
That's going on.
Because
pay your employees.
Men are it's like brains over bronze.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need the brains, but you also need the bronze.
Thanks.
Which is why it's not just y'all and it's not just us here.
Exactly.
We need each other.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. We need each other to, you know what I'm saying?
One-sided too much. It's like, we need them just as much
that
as
be
they need us.
I need my man.
But look, Key got the reins today apparently, because again we got Keys with Key. She gonna drop some knowledge off for y'all and for us too, and we're gonna see what she got today.
No one's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Your personal experiences with money make up maybe 0.0000001% of what's happened in the world, but maybe 80% of what you think the world works, of how you think the world works.
Say it one more time.
Your personal experiences with money make up maybe 0.0000001% of what's happened in the world, but maybe 80% of how you think the world works. What we was talking about earlier.
She just dropped some knowledge.
Really? That's a real thing.
That's real. So it's like the financial experiences that you experience it ain't even on the pie chart with what's actually going on in the world. And because of our own personal experience, because we have such a small view of the actual mass money in the world, our assumption is that like our financial problems is the world financial problems, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
Delulu.
Absolutely your thoughts, bro.
Nah, she just dropped some knowledge off. I like Keys with Key because it be like brightening my horizon and making me think different.
But that's like encouraging though.
Nah, 100%.
Because it just like if I'm only like
it puts stuff in perspective.
If I'm only like 0.00001% of financial issues, that means I have a shit ton of experience that I can gain to be part to even make it to the pie chart.
Yeah.
Because you know, millionaires only like the rich people's only 1% of the world.
Yeah.
And it's like you can get
like
that.
Our 1% compared to their 1%. There's so much in between.
Yeah, there's so much growth.
Yeah.
To get perspective.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm telling you, Keys and Keys is a segment that you always need to get hit with. You know what I'm saying? But look, if you new here, at the end of my podcast, I like to allow everybody to get something off their chest. Whatever you've been feeling, whatever been on your mind, just get it off your chest. We'll start with you first. We're just working around.
I thought we should start with you first.
Start with me first?
Yeah.
Let me see. What I got to get off my chest? I'd say really just put your best foot forward, you know? A lot of times, like, we like to half step, baby step, and like procrastinate when it comes to like things that we want to do. And you know, it ain't necessarily always the best. And you know, sometimes you get unmotivated and don't really have no direction, but you know, put that best foot forward and try to work your best move and make that best move be your next move, you know?
Period.
Yeah, let's step it up.
That was literally almost what I was gonna say.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I'm
just gonna keep talking and I don't have nothing to say. What do I have on my chest? Get out of your way and do it. I've been told that for the last like 2 months by like 5 different people.
Right.
All the time. It's just rotating. She's a part of it.
That's a big thing.
Get out of your way because nobody else is in it. It's you.
You the problem.
It's you. You the problem and the solution.
Facts. Yeah. We snap it up.
But I gotta get off of my chest.
What you got, boo? What you got?
Every inconvenience has a purpose.
Mm.
Because that inconvenience may be protecting you or directing you into something greater. Every inconvenience has a purpose. So when you have an inconvenience, be appreciative of that inconvenience. You may be being late for work, but it may be an accident at that time slot. There may be something at home, but every inconvenience has a purpose. But you have to shift perspectives to see that purpose.
Yeah, everything happened for a reason.
Literally.
The world is not against you. It's actually for you. It's actually for you.
Right.
But you have to see it that way.
Yeah. Team you, guys.
You have to see it that way. Yeah, but look, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode of Topher TV Podcast. Shout out to our sponsors, A&M Elite. We gave y'all a great recap of the game. Shout out to the statisticians over here. You know, they gave y'all a breakdown by breakdown of like what happened at the game tonight. I appreciate y'all.